Hello and welcome to my meditation. My name is Deborah Baker and I am so honored that you have decided to join us for this little while. Welcome. You ready? Let's get started. I thought we could focus in on my newly hung prayer flags while we relax. Let's begin with our 3 nice deep breaths, breathing all the way down into our bellies, holding it for a second or maybe 2, and then releasing it out really slowly. Breathing again a little more deeply. Feel even your back expand with this breath. And then let it go, and then the deepest breath you've taken all day. Breathe it all the way down. Fill up your belly, fill up your chest, your back. Hold it for just a little bit. And then breathe it out really slowly. So we've been focusing on healing our sense of unworthiness. And we did the last couple of meditations were about releasing and then allowing infinite healing to come in. And this one is about our healing team. I think, and I've been guilty of this on more than one occasion, where I forget that there are so many spirit guides, guardian angels working on my behalf. It's wonderful when we think about it and we just forget it. Oh, so first let's relax our bodies. Do that imagery of somebody rolling you up like a burrito. Drawing everything to the center line. Pull your legs, or press your legs together. Pull everything into the middle of your torso. Clench your fists. Pull your arms to your sides. Tuck your chin. Draw your ears up to your shoulders up to your ears. Just tighten it all for one breath cycle. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then let it all go. This is a really good technique also to use when you are getting ready to fall asleep, because it releases a lot of tension in your body. So doing the work that I do as a psychic medium, I have relied for many years on spirit guides, guardian angels, loved ones who have passed away, the one presence and the one power, to be able to do my work. And I'll confess that when I'm not working on behalf of someone else, I go about my days just like everyone else, thinking that everything is dependent upon my effort and that I better, suit up and show up and get it taken care of. And we forget to engage our spirit guides and guardian angels. So let's first imagine that before we came into these lives, we had an agreement. Well, first we were meeting in what I call the oneness, or the sacred council. All the beings in the oneness of the one presence and the one power, and loved ones who have passed away, all of that coming together, agreeing to support us when we decide to have these human experiences. And yet we forget that we have this support. So let's start with our spirit guides and guardian angels. So these are they're completely in spirit during our human experience. And they, especially one of them especially, agrees to support us, to be there with us 100%, watching over us, guiding us, protecting us. So I invite you to just settle in and imagine, and you can imagine it like this energy above your head or completely surrounding your body, of these spirit guides and guardian angels looking out for you. And so let's have just a little bit of silence to just connect with them, be aware of them. And let's think for a moment about what they can do for us. So I don't know if I've mentioned the Fred technique before, but it's about asking our spirit guides and guardian angels to meet with someone else's spirit guides and guardian angels, to work something out on both of our behalf. Or, whatever, it doesn't have to be work something out. To allow us to support that person, maybe. So imagine that you have your spirit guides, guardian angels. Choose someone at random, and let's take a minute to just imagine your spirit guides getting together with their spirit guides, with no set agenda, just getting together. So I used that technique recently with someone I care very much about, and within just a couple of days, the entire situation shifted in miraculous ways that I could not have planned for, that I could not have designed on my own. God doing for us what we can't do for ourselves. So just imagine you have a host of support that you're not aware of. And now let's consider the loved ones that have passed away, that we know are in spirit. Chances are most of us have grandparents, maybe parents, there's the list, friends, the list can be long, and I won't go through all that, but you know who is there. So I invite you, we'll have some silence for you to just connect with them, to know that they're there. And sometimes they let us know that they are there, even when we're not asking for it. One Christmas Eve, I was Christmas shopping with my daughter, And it was, one of my dad's great loves was to bring us Christmas shopping. And so she and I were shopping. This was after he had passed, a few years after he'd passed. And we were driving along, and the smell of his aftershave was so strong. We both smelled it, so much so that I said, is it coming from the car next to us? Because it was, it filled the car up. And then we get to the next place where we were to go shopping, and my dad had this thing about parking in an end spot, because then people could only use their car doors to nick your car, dent your car or scratch the paint on your car on one side, because nothing was parked on the other side. And so not only did we find an end spot, Christmas Eve, 2 days before Christmas, at a really busy store, but it was the first spot in line in front of the store. And we both just kind of looked at one another, my daughter and I, and said, "Thanks, Grandpa." So they are around you much more so than you realize, and they are there to help you. And then the third and the most awesome and auspicious and all-encompassing energy to connect with is, of course, the one presence and the one power, God, universal life force, infinite spirit, the divine, whatever your words are for it or word is for it. Know that you can connect with it at any time. It is the part of you that breathes your breath and beats your heart. It is that much a part of you. And sometimes you don't even have to say the prayer or even think it, because Spirit is there with you all the time. But I think we ramp up its power a little bit when we ask for it, when we invite it in, when we connect with it. Sorry. So let's connect with the infinite. And invite ways that we can be aware of God's presence around us in every moment. We are not alone. There's a song, I can't think of who sings it, but it starts out, "You are not alone, I am here with you." And imagine the infinite, the one presence, saying that to you. You are not alone, I am here with you always. Breathe that in. I am here, right now, with you. All of life can be sacred and holy. All of life is sacred and holy, but can become even more so when we are aware of it. when we look for the sacred and the wonderful and the miraculous in every moment. Breathe that in. Take a nice deep breath. I invite you to remember in every moment that you have so much energy, so much peace, so much power available to you in every moment. You're not alone. We're never meant to walk this journey alone. And not only are you invited to connect with loved ones on this plane, on the earthly plane, but also to connect with all of the infinite spirit expressing as spirit guides, guardian angels, your loved ones who have passed away still being present to you, and God itself, that one power and that one presence. And may I also remind you that you are whole and perfect exactly as you are. And the infinite presence moving in, through, and as me honors and recognizes the infinite presence moving in, through, and as you. Namaste. Have a wonderful week.